Welcome to this next episode of YouTube, where we talk about keeping cool in the heat, which I'm assuming everyone is trying to do in this nation. What wolves do to keep cool, as we said, they have hair rather than sweat glands, so they can't really sweat. They pant by evaporating the heat off their tongue, and on a hot, humid day, panting doesn't work, so they just stay immobile, and that's what Grizzer's doing here. We do have Grizzer's new webcam up in his enclosure, and it shows the new slate den as well as kind of the line along the fence line where Grizzer does travel. We hope that he's in there a few times, and we will notice when you get a little better look at him when he comes out behind the vegetation that his hair is looking a little brown. We are trying something new. Someone had talked to us about the use of cinnamon to encourage skin growth, and so we're this wound is healed up, but they're just not getting hair follicles on it. So we are using cinnamon on the top of his head. So that's what that brown coloration is. Otherwise, he's doing great. In retirement, Shadow loves the sprinkler hose, and so we might mist the enclosure and spray several times during the day, and he comes up and he tries to bite the water and gets himself coated with water, and definitely enjoys that, cools him right down. And other than that, Malik is not nearly as intolerant of the heat. What Malik is intolerant of is fly ointment. And so we had a little bit of a struggle in the last couple of days when the hot weather is out, the flies are out, and Malik won't let us put fly ointment on one of his ears, so you kind of see some fly bites on his ears there. Hoping to try to figure out a technique. We had been spraying him with Oscars, being a distraction, and now he's on to that. So we haven't been able to figure out how to treat that. It's just something about the Arctics. They're reluctant about having fly ointment. Everybody else is pretty good and gets a coating as they need it, and so nobody else has got fly bites. And it's really just one of Malik's ears, which must be the way he lays. Shadow is actually fine, and part of the reason is that Shadow tends to go underground during the heat of the day, although he's got some fly bites as well this week, so that's been a little bit of a battle. And when I mean underground, this is the den hole that they dug, and there's Malik coming out of it. You tried to get down in there and get him a look at him when he was in there, but the camera kind of startled him a little bit. A camera lens is like a big eye, and we'll see that as a little bit of a threat. So over in the exhibit pack, Aiden Denali still showing some possessiveness over Wolf Care staff. I tried to go in and film, and I waited until overpassing clouds moved in and cooled off a little bit. They'd been extremely hot, and it's been sunny, and they just have been avoiding the front of the exhibit. Even at 7 in the morning, it's hot and it's humid, and it's really starting to kind of get to them. The length of this warm spell is something that wolves aren't used to. So I waited till a cold front moved in, and we had some rain clouds here on Friday afternoon, and that got them up and moving around a little bit. But as I walk to film, I am stuck with wolves who are a little bit possessive about the camera and about the camera operator, so especially Aiden. Notice Aiden scratching a little bit here. We are always mindful of that, but when wolves do go underground, which Aiden has been doing as well, there's a dug den in the top of the exhibit, they do get a lot of dirt in their ears, so that's something that these wolves are well socialized, and they allow us to actually clean those out, and doesn't have anything wrong, just got a little dirt in his ear. So as they get up and moving, we're still open to the public, so they're actually right in front of the exhibit, right in front of the viewing windows. Not really sure what they dug out of the rocks there, but something was kind of a focus, and something brown and decaying came out of that little endeavor. So not really sure what it was, but it was certainly entertaining for people. They'd be right at the window, right next to the wolves there, within about a foot of the wolves. And again, the wolves show no inhibition about people at the window watching them. They are curious at best. So lately, we've been noticing a lot more relaxation of Aiden, and we've talked about that in the past. The construction is done, so that means there's not a lot going on in the wolf yard right now except Oscar, and that makes Aiden pretty relaxed, finding him on the greeting rock quite a bit. The other thing that we've noted is we weighed Aiden on Sunday. He had, if you recall, previous weeks we talked about him losing weight, and we thought that was something to do with the construction. He's back to 127 pounds, so not only was he defending food last week, but he continues to eat caches, etc. So the other thing we're battling with this heat is algae. Tried a new algae treatment this week and hoping to see that help clean up the coloration of the water. It's not as bad as it's been, but certainly something that we want to clean up. If not, we're going to need to wash that out. So that's about it for wolves. And again, the same way that when I come in, I see dominance and guarding behavior of me, I get the same behavior when I leave. So at the end of this, YouTube will leave you with Oscar, showing you again how Oscar's adapting, demonstrating some very wolf-like behaviors. There's roll on back. There's certainly he got a piece of grass stuck in his ear. That's a disadvantage of being a floppy-eared, long-haired dog and not a nice wolf with a great coat. Dogs get all kinds of things stuck to them, and so he's going to continue to try to get that grass off of his head there. But Oscar is doing well. You can see he's right out in the wolf yard here. This is a common occurrence for him multiple times in the day, just to kind of hang out. Sometimes the wolves get up, sometimes they don't. It depends upon how excited Oscar is, depends upon what's going on. Later in the day, usually Oscar and Denali and Aiden are nose to nose. Oscar and Grizzer spend a fair amount of time nose to nose together, and Grizzer always likes to see what Oscar's doing. It's one of the first things in the morning that Grizzer wants to do is see Oscar come out of that lab, and Oscar does get walks every morning. The staff here at the center have been extremely good about taking Oscar for walks twice a day, making sure that he gets some quality time somewhere away from the site. Maybe he goes swimming, he might go play with some other dogs, might go hang out at the lake. As you can tell, Oscar's loving life. Things are pretty good, and certainly we're pleased with the response that we've gotten. The only issue that we have right now is that he is a collie mix, so he's a little bit of a herding dog. When he gets excited, he has some ankle-biting herding behavior, so we're working on trying to calm that, but that's something that, you know, we can certainly live with. His benefit here in helping calm Grizzer and giving Grizzer a social outlet is definitely weighs any other behavioral problems that we may have. So looking forward to working with him and the pups next year. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week.